Hey, welcome everybody. It's Robert Blackman. Today I'm going to do some incredible training that's really necessary for you and your team right now and for everybody on my teams is how to overcome objections in today's environment. And what is that environment today? The environment is the unknown, and the reasoning is I'm going to wait, or I'm unsure about my financial future, unsure about what's going on in the world today. So today I want you to grab a pen because there's going to be two categories of people that we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk very quickly today because there's a lot of information to cover, and this is going to kind of set your business in a new direction during these times. It's a fine line to be in a position to where you're wanting to say, I want to call people or I want to contact people to help them make money, whenever they're just really concerned about money right now, okay? And it's also a fine line to look at yourself and say, how secure is my job or how secure is my income? What's going on with all the government programs, between the stimulus package, between unemployment, between if you're a small business, getting those business loans. So there's some categories in there that I'm going to go over real quickly as well too, just to arm you with the information. But also, how do you build a business right now when everybody is in a wait and see mode? How do you not come off as some pushy salesperson that's just trying to push some kind of lotion or potion or coffee on people just so you can make a buck, right? And how insensitive what kind of an insensitive person you are, Robert. How dare you call me to make money in times like these? So how do we get past all this, and how do we as network marketers act as professionals that we are and to shine during this time period and not become somebody that people feel is some kind of a parasite, that we're all desperate to make money and yeah, it's too late for me to make money now, but you're making money and so on. So how do we change the conversation? How do we take control of the dialogue and allow this to be the most incredible time in our careers that people's eyes are opened, probably for the first time? I mean, I was taught years ago the open window concept about making money, that at least once or twice a year, your prospects are open-minded. Their window is open to take a look at making extra money. That may be because their car broke down, their kids need braces, they were passed over for a promotion or somebody that they didn't feel was as deserving as them. So they're looking not only for another job, but they're looking for opportunities. They're looking to find that little entrepreneur inside of them, and not having to be in a position where I feel like they got to go full bore and that's all I do is eat, breathe, talk, and drink their network marketing products, services, and compensation plan. And they work all day and they work all night and they turn into some machine. So how do we do this? How do we find balance in these times? Well, number one, we're going to write down, there's two categories of people today that I want to let you know that we're going to talk about. When I'm talking about these two categories, you have to know thy prospect. So I want you to put on the top, know thy prospect. Because in marketing and in network marketing, you got to know who you're talking to. You just can't sell stuff for you. And I'll give you a quick example on that. Sharon and I started a coffee company this last year. And so we sat around and we talked about all the coffees that we wanted. And we started going down this tangent. And we both said, I go, well, hey, hang on a second. I go, this is going to cost like $1 billion to have 100 products to launch with. And it's not what we want to drink. It's what our customers want to drink. So we started doing surveys before we even came up with the name of the company. Once we came up with the name of the company, we came up with surveys that said, if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different coffees, which one would you drink? So we allowed our prospects to tell us what they wanted. And then our job is to go manufacture, create the product, bring it to the marketplace, and sell it to those people that already want what we have, right? Same thing in your network marketing business. You have to know thy prospect. Who are you talking to today? In the old days, before all this, we would talk about if you turn 62, there's 95 people that are dead or dead broke, and out of the 5 left, there's 1 that's financially free, the other 4 are still working, and so on. So we could use that visionary that at 62, you don't want to be retired, either dead or dead broke, right? You want to be the 1%. And how do you do that? You do this, yada, yada, yada. And if it was the moment that we had to build in the moment and not just, the 40-year plan on steroids with network marketing, We talked about weight loss. We talked about skincare. We talked about something that would grow hair. All right. We talked about energy. We talked about great nutrition and how that was going to help you down the road. Okay. So those were things that we could identify with our prospects, and they could identify with us, and it caused them to take action, to become a customer, become a distributor, to become involved and get on conference calls, get on meetings, add something into their lives that they didn't have before, like going to the gym, going to a therapist, okay? Learning how to play the guitar or the piano, something that we added on to our lives to self-improve. So Robert, how do we deal with this today where people are going to go, I'm going to wait until all this is over? When's that going to be? Nobody knows. Matter of fact, here I live in Norman, Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma. Our middle child, Katie Mae, is going to be going to OU. She's decided to live at home for the first year. Smart girl. She's got a little part-time job. And they have emailed her yesterday that the University of Oklahoma is considering having online classes, not only now or in the summer or in the fall, but all the way through next spring. So she came to us yesterday and said, Mom, Dad, my first year in college may be spent up in my bedroom online. She goes, I'm devastated. I mean, she was like, a deer in the headlights. Like, is this really going to happen? She asked me, Dad, is this really what's happening in the world today? So we had a nice sit-down talk with her to give her comfort. She's 18 and she's stressed out about her future. So if you're a family person, or if you're an adult and you have to worry about paying your light bill, paying for your car, for groceries, utilities, life insurance, health insurance, you're already stressed out. Like, is there going to be a job for me to go back to? So, and you're talking to me about building a business and investing time and money, Robert? You got to be kidding me. So how do we do that? Here's what we do. Number one, know thy prospect. Number two, there's going to be, so underneath that is the first headline is number one type of prospect is people with money. So number one, put people with money, and on the other column, I want you to put people with no money. Obviously, the people with money are those people that were sent home with a paycheck. So you can say that. People with money sent home with a paycheck. On the other category over here, you're going to say no money, and these people that were sent home without a paycheck. Two categories, two totally different conversations you're going to be having. And folks, this is not only, when you went up there at the top where I said know thy prospect, I want you to put know thy prospect / downline member. Okay? Know thy prospect / downline member. Because these things I'm going to be talking to you about with prospecting are not only going to apply to that, bringing in new customers and reps, it's going to be talking about maintaining your team and their activity. And my hat's all crooked here. Sorry, guys. My Labrador had been sitting on it on the couch all night. So there we go. That's much better. So this is going to apply to, how do we go out and get new people? But Robert, my downline is, I had a guy call me yesterday. My downline dropped by 25% in the last 60 days. People just canceled off auto ship. Our signups went down from we were putting in 300 or 400 people a month, and we went down to 30 people last month. Help, what do I do? He's hired me as a coach. So we're putting together a game plan, which is very similar to this, but it's daily active steps. So number one, how do we deal with the people that have money? These are people that have been sent home, teleworking with a job. They've been what they call furloughed, which just means we're going to send you home, we'll pay you, but when we open our doors back up, then you'll still have a job here, or we're not firing you, and so on. Now, here's something very interesting that's going to apply to those people, okay? Part of the stimulus package is for businesses to not have their unemployment insurance contribution. I'll say that again. Unemployment insurance contribution rate to go up. What does that mean? Well, part of unemployment is paid by the employers. So we pay a percentage of our payroll, whether it's 1% to 10% or whatever the max is, of our monthly payroll, we have to pay into that fund, which helps fund unemployment insurance. So if I had 100 employees and all 100 of them I had to let go right now, and all 100 of them went and filed unemployment on me because I let them go, my unemployment contribution rate would go to the max, 10, 15%. So they would penalize me as an employer if I was laying people off. Consequently, if I kept all 100 people on, I could stay at 1% or whatever the rate we start at. So what the stimulus package has done is said, look, employer, send all your people home, let all 100 of those people, or whatever the number is, file, and we will not raise your unemployment contribution rate. Great. So the employers are not going to be contesting, hopefully, not contesting your unemployment wages. So for the employers, that helps. And for the unemployed, that helps. Okay, so, but now let's get back to the category of people that are home with a job. Got a lot of people I know that way right now. Well, number one, here's what you have to, when you're talking to those people, and they're going to go, yeah, hey, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I answered an ad a few months ago, or yes, we talked several months ago, or yeah, I'm a friend of Jimmy's, or yeah, I know we went to work together. Whatever the relationship is that you start, say, yes, thank you, and they either say, no, I'm not interested at this time, or they say, yeah, I looked at it, but you know what? I think we're just going to wait. Hearing that all day long, and nobody knows how to, and of course, absolutely wait and get back to me when this is all over. Wow. Man, unbelievable. What can we say to those people to get them to turn? Well, number one, we have to be able to gain rapport with them. And I'm going to use just my, as a hand model, I'm going to use my hands here, okay? Here's your prospect right here, okay? And here you are. And so what we end up doing is that as the network marketer, we're banging into the prospect, trying to get into their world somewhere, trying to find a chink in their armor so that way they'll get with us and we'll walk hand in hand down to the business. So we're seen as being this. And this is what I call a closed window. And we're banging on that closed window. Join, watch the video, get on the Zoom call, listen to this call, try a sample. Are you telling me that you got all the money you need? Are you open to other ideas? Just whatever we're using, throwing out every type of rock at the window that will break it. Okay? And what we're looking for is for that window to go down so the old window is open so we can get into the prospect's mind, into their life, and actually show them as professionals why our product or service and why our profession is something that they seriously need to take a look at. People are so closed off right now because they are deer in headlights watching TV. The people that are sent home with telework, with payment, with the job right now are concerned that their employer is going to let them go while they're home working, or will there even be a place of business to go to when all this is released? When the University of Oklahoma is sending out emails to my daughter saying that your whole entire freshman year may be done online, then that tells you how serious all businesses are looking at this. Nobody knows. We can talk about how we got here. We can talk about a lot of things, but what we can't talk about is when it's going to be over. Okay? So this has caused doubt and insecurity and fear, and not only the prospects, but also the entire network marketing community. Not just bringing new people in, but keeping your downline and keeping your check. Okay, so number one, people that have been sent home with money, guess what? They've still got a paycheck and they are still paying their bills. And here's what these people are finding out, which is very psychological, is they're finding out what took them 8 hours to do at work, they can do at least in 4 hours at home. I'll say that again. What was taking them 8 hours to do at their job, when they're home working that same job, it's taking them about 3 to 4 hours. They're seeing how much wasted time during their day and that they're spending half of their day in foolishness. Wasted time that they could be home with their loved ones or home doing their hobby, fishing, playing the guitar, woodworking, gardening, whatever they want to do, reading a book, spending time with their kids. It doesn't matter. So they're already subconsciously aware that there's more time on their hands. Where before the biggest excuse was what? Man, I've got a very serious job. I don't have any time on my hands. So by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. And I'm okay financially, but good luck to you, Robert. So now these people who were okay financially before are coming home with extra time on their hands. So underneath this category of people that said no money, it said have money, sent home with a paycheck, I want you to put down another dot or bullet point that says, has more free time. More free time. So time is not going to be the reason why they're going to say no to you right now. Underneath more free time, I want you to say, have money to spend. They've still got money to spend $50 to $100 a month with you, even $500, $1,000 to come in. The money's there. But now they're holding on tight to the money more than ever. Why? Because of the uncertainty. Uncertainty. So you want to put that underneath where it says more time, more money. They still have uncertainty. We're going to wait. What are we waiting on? We're waiting on all this to be over. When's that going to be over? I don't know. So we're just going to wait till we all run out of groceries, right? Yes, that's what it seems like. That's the frustration. But now, here's what these people are doing. They are teleworking. They are home on their phone and their computer, and they're doing work. They've created a work environment. So underneath that, I want you to put work environment. Before, they never even knew what it was like to start a business from home. They had no experience. That freaks a lot of people out. The box, the $500 box of starter kit and products show up, and it's like Christmas, and everybody, the kids come around, your wife comes around, you stack, if you're like us, you stack everything out on a kitchen table, you line it up. You know, I'm going through the distributor kit. Sherry's going through the products. The kids are trying whatever the kids try. You know, if they've got energy bars or popcorn or whatever. My son's trying the nutritional drink or the shake. My daughter's looking and reading all the ingredients and saying, this is bad, that's good. So it's an experience when the package shows up. Then you go to sleep. You put stuff in the fridge, you put it in the cupboard, you wake up the next morning, and you go about your day, and that box of excitement that showed up has now disappeared into the refrigerator and the cupboards, never to be seen again. That was the first and the last activity the majority of people do. Why? Because there's no workspace environment that's set up for them to take that starter kit and say, okay, I'm going to go in the office, or I'm going to go in the bedroom, I'm going to go in the back closet, I'm going to go in the garage, I'm going to go in the attic or basement, and here's my workspace. Nobody ever had a workspace before, unless you were a full-time network marketer or you were a part-time network marketer that was serious. Now, what has everybody that's been sent home with work, with pay, had to do? Create a workspace. Boom. So right down there, workspace. They've got extra time, they've got money, and they've got a workspace. Wow. That sounds like a great candidate as somebody that I want to talk to. How about you? So see, the environment is being created in this event, this horrible events that are going on worldwide right now. There's never been a better time to be a network marketer, and there's never been a worse time to be a network marketer. Some people. It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. What's the silver lining, Robert? Workspace environment. So now while they're teleworking, they're going to be network marketing, okay? Because they're already there. So now when you're talking to someone, say, well, hey, my name is Robert. How you doing? Boom, boom, boom. Well, where are you on this? Are you home from work too like everybody else? Yeah, well, tell me about your job. Were you able to keep your job? Find out. What was the top of the headline I did today? Know thy prospect / downline member. You're not going to go in for the kill. You're not doing this. You're getting, here's your prospect and here you are, and you're trying to walk side by side with them down the beach of life together to find out who they are. Well, you already know a couple of things. They've got more time on their hands. They've got money. They have uncertainty, but they have a workspace. You already know these things. It's like the old adage of an attorney. You don't ask a question unless you already know the answer to. So how am I going to talk to these people that have uncertainty? You're going to wait. You're going to talk about the 4 things you already know. Hey, have you found yourself any extra time, or is it still taking you 8 hours a day to do? Oh no, a guy told me it takes me like 2 hours. And I'm playing video poker, and I'm playing with my son in Michigan. He and I are playing video games all day together. So there's a guy getting paid to play video games with his son in video poker. Takes him 2 hours to get done what it took him 8. So number 1, you already know. Hey, do you find yourself any extra time on your hands? Number 2, were you sent home with pay or without pay? Right? So what do you think is going to happen? Are you pretty certain about how this is going to turn out? Find out where their level of uncertainty is. Is it a 10 or is it a 0? Oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, this is the worst possible time, blah, blah, blah. Don't get political. Just find out the information. And I bet you've had to create a what? You had to create an office or a workspace, or you're just doing it on the couch. So you already know 4 things about them. You want to talk about those 4 things. You've already written them down here. If you didn't write them down, play this back. So now you're gaining rapport. Gaining rapport. Now, if you're fully employed and you were sent home with or without pay, you can share your story. If you're a full-time network marketer like myself and say, yeah, I've been working at home for almost 30 years now, so it's no big deal to me. People go, wow, what do you do? Well, we do this online business, and if I sent you a video, would you watch it? If I sent you a sample of our coffee, we have a little coffee business, would you try it? Do you know anybody that drinks coffee? You know, you could be making money from home just sharing our coffee. Let me go to work for you. Okay, there's little subtleties that I do every single day. So share your story. If they're unwilling to share theirs, then share yours. It's the old adage that if I come up to somebody and I go, hi, how you doing? My name is Robert. And I put my hand out. What's the law? The universal law of reciprocity is, even in that situation, they'll either put their hand out or not, but they will most likely than not, then shaking hands, they'll say, hi, I'm John. Great, John, nice to meet you. So when you share your story, then what do they want to do? They want to share their story. That's why sending samples out works too. Send somebody a sample and you make a follow-up call, they kind of feel obligated to at least give you a referral. Okay. So we got somebody on the phone. We know these 4 things about them. We gain a little bit of rapport. You do the if I will you. You know, if I'll send you a video, will you take a look at it? And you may get some people say, you know, right now I just want to wait. Say it's okay. Here's a couple other things you want to do in these conversations. And remember, people that are sent home with pay, got extra time, they've got money, they have uncertainty, but they've got a workspace. These are prime candidates to plant seeds to get them invited to come back a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. Okay? But they got money. Now you have to get into a position to where you have to let them know if it's $500 to join with you, that, and they're saving that $500 on their credit card or their bank account to buy groceries with. The reality is $500 worth of groceries really going to help you between now and next spring, as the University of Oklahoma is saying that we're going to have the campus shut down? Is that really going to help you? I mean, is $500 going to be the difference between you and your family really surviving or not? You don't want to say those things, but you want to understand that's what you're trying to do. That's the uncertainty. Got to hang on to all my money. Matter of fact, we got to start putting more of our paycheck away. We're saving money because we're not eating out. I'm not using a lot of gasoline. So whatever extra money I used to spend out, I'm going to save it, Robert, because we don't know when this is going to end. So no, I'm not going to invest in a new business. Even though I've got time and money and I'm uncertain, I could use more money and I've got a workspace. But no, I'm not going to join. So see, it's your job to unravel this onion that they've wrapped themselves in about, I've got to save all my money right now because that could be the difference between my family eating or not, or us paying the utility bill this summer and have air conditioning or not. Well, guess what, folks? They may not have a business to go back to work to. That business that they're working with right now may go out of business in the next 1 to 60 to 90 days because they don't have any sales coming in. So there is a sense of urgency. And one of the couple of things that you want to say, one of the things that I say, will say, well, look, I don't know how much money you're making, but you know, when I was working in the field, when I had a job, I was making, and I throw out a number, and I'll just throw out a number. I was making about $5,000 a month. And what I did when I started this business several years ago is I said I would replace my income at work and put a year's worth of money away in savings. I was making around $5,000 a month. So I was really glad that I was able to replace that $5,000 a month, and it took me about 2 years to do it. But in the meantime, I was able to put money into savings, invest money, and now, let me ask you a question. Wouldn't it be great if 2 years ago you had done something like this with me? And I don't know what you're making, but let's say you're making $5,000, that you had another $5,000 coming in right now. Wouldn't that be great if you had done that 2 years ago? How much more safe and secure would you feel now? So see, these are the ideas, whether you want to write it, text it, email it, instant message it, but you want to talk to them about it. You want to craft your own message about, yeah, they may be okay right now because they were sent home with pay, And yeah, they may be saving money up because of the uncertainty. But let's go back. Before we go forward with you and our rapport and relationship and about when this is going to be over, because nobody knows, let's go back in time. What if you made this decision 2 years ago and you had $5,000 a month coming in from your job and $5,000 a month coming in from your network marketing side business? How much more safe and secure would you feel right now through all this? I had one guy tell me, he goes, I feel pretty bulletproof, Robert. He goes, I probably feel like you do. And I go, yeah, we feel pretty bulletproof. We have 2 different income streams, one from leads and one from coffee. And we've been spending a lot of time building these. So the idea is those people are sent home with pay. You know the 4 things about them. You got to gain rapport with them and say, well, what if you had done that? Where you'd be today? And say, look, I know where you are. These times are uncertain, but what if I could show you a way, just part-time with a few $100, that you could start with me now, and in 2 years, if something like this ever happens again, you'll have your job income replaced, and you'll never have to worry about losing your job again. Does that sound like something you'd like to get more information on? So you see what I've done? I've gone back in time 2 years, and I've gone forward in time in 2 years, but yet here we are. We're in the middle. This is the decision. This is present time. This was past. This was future. And now we have the present time. So how do we get somebody in the present time to make a decision now that helps you make money now, because you need to make money now just like everybody else. And your job may be your 1099 income. Okay? That's your job. That's your employer. So you got to go back before you go forward. It's back to the future, as I call it. That my technique, I call this is back to the future. What if you'd gone back 2 years ago and replaced your income, and you had an extra $5,000 coming in right now during all this chaos? Wouldn't that make you feel and your family, yeah, me and my wife had done that? She would be so less stressed. Well, why don't we start today? So, this probably won't be the last time something like this will ever happen. Wouldn't you agree? Or wouldn't you agree, John? This probably isn't the last time something like this is ever going to happen. As a matter of fact, there could be something that could be worse. Wouldn't you agree with that? Well, what if you and I went to work together today? You part-time, small investment. So in 2 years, we could build up enough income to replace your income at work. And then if you wanted to come home and telework, now that you know what it's like, you could come home and you could replace your income. Does that sound like something you'd like to get more information on? Yeah, I do. Now, if somebody's closed off and says no, that's okay. So that's okay, great. Then go for the referrals and say, would it be okay to maybe get back to you in a couple of months? Kick the can down the road. Or would you like me to spread this? My classic takeaway. I said, well, John, I understand that. Would it be okay to call you in a couple of months, see where you are? After I've asked for referrals, my first thing is to ask for referrals. Hey, John, that sounds great. But anybody else at work or any of your family members, they're maybe in a situation where they would be interested in starting a plan today that in 2 to 5 years they could replace their income at work. Do you have anybody there that I could talk with? So I go for referrals. If they say no, I go for referrals, and then I go for my takeaway. The takeaway is, John, that sounds great. Would it be okay if I called you like in 60 days to see where you're at, or would you like me to scratch you off my list? Very simple. Let John tell you. Take it away. That's posture. I'm not going to beg John to call him back. I'm not going to beg John to tell him that he needs an extra $5,000 a month now. I'm not going to beg him to tell him that he needs to start something now if he doesn't have it, because this event may happen again and he needs the security. And I'm not going to beg John for referrals if he knows people that are. And again, this all may not happen in one conversation. It may happen in a couple. It may even happen on text only. Okay? But I want to show you the process of how to talk with people that are home with work. And here's the other question you want to ask them during this process. Is if they say, yeah, I'm home. I was one of the lucky ones. I was sent home and I'm still getting paid. Say, man, that's great. Do you know of anybody? Do you know of anybody that was sent home without a paycheck? Do you know of anybody that was sent home without a paycheck? What does that do? It gets them thinking. And then, so you're going from this to where you're going with them side by side, and you're setting the idea is you're both sitting in these lazy boy chairs looking out over the ocean from the window of their house saying, man, more you're lucky. And not only am I lucky, look how lucky you are. You got a job. And boy, these other people, they're all unlucky. Would you like to be even luckier? To make sure this never happens again, in case your business that you're working at right now, in case they can't weather this? Universities are sending out emails saying that we may not allow anybody back on campus until all the way through the end of the next year, a 12-month planning. If institutions that take in millions of dollars from sporting events, millions of dollars from tuition, and they're sending home their professors to do stuff, don't you think that maybe other businesses won't be able to make it? So see, you've got to insert in a professional way that not fear and doubt, but the reality. Because sometimes people are sitting here and they're in denial of reality. Like my daughter, she was in denial. Not because of anything else, she's just 18 and excited to go to college and wants to go and enjoy the first year of college experience. She doesn't know anything about world events. That's my job. She doesn't watch the news. She doesn't read anything about the stimulus package. So she was naive to the fact that they would actually be, she said, can they do that? I go, yeah. She goes, wow. So she kind of walked back upstairs just stunned. Your prospects who are sent home with money right now, most of them are in denial. They're thinking that their job is safe and secure, or they're thinking that it's not, and they're in denial to even talk about it. And they think that once this blows over this summer, they're going to be able to go back to work and just business as usual. Well, that's naive. And that's probably not going to happen for the masses. Right now, people are saying that even if we found a cure tomorrow and there was no more cases, half the businesses would not be able to start back up and survive over the next 30 to 90 days because people's buying habits have changed. Don't you think that you and your budget have already saved money from not going to eating out as much? I know we have. We eat out a ton. We have 3 kids here at the house. We have Sherry and I. They've always got a friend that's over. We got, family that comes in. And it's like, gosh, I've been working. I go, look, it's 6 o'clock. It's too late to cook. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. Well, Chick-fil-A for 6 or 7 people, $70 or $80. Chick-fil-A in a house with Schwann's is like $20, okay? So we've already seen our budget go down. So is yours. So yes, people are going to run to go out to eat to their favorite place, but they've developed a new habit. I like having this extra money. People are ordering online. People are developing telework spaces, okay? So this is a change in our culture. There's never been a better time to be a network marketer to get people involved in your program, especially your products or services, whatever they are, to solve whatever problems they normally do. Yes. Like I have a friend of mine that has a mosquito spray company that they put mosquito spray in a little credit card size and sunscreen. He's promoting it, and it's getting great reviews right now without even joining the business opportunity. So whatever your products or services are, people are ordering online. So if you have something that they would normally buy out and about, like a Starbucks, okay, now's the time to start promoting your product or services to all your family and friends and all your social media people with the link. Buy coffee online now. Buy this online now. Convenience, ship direct to your door, free shipping, whatever you want to do. Be a mini Amazon in your own network marketing business. I know I'm coach with a guy right now, they got almost 1,500 products. So we're developing different pillars that he's going to be advertising like a catalog. He's got a PDF catalog he didn't even know he had. And we're sending that out to people, and they're calling back saying, I want to order that deal on page 74. And he goes, Robert, I don't know what that is on page 74. And he says, help me. And I said, well, we already set it up, the catalog. He goes, I lost the catalog. Can you send me the PDF from my own catalog? I go, sure. Call back later, the person bought $500 worth of their product in a starter kit. So know this, okay? So that's the category of people that have been sent home with money. You got to gain rapport with them, tell how fortunate they are, and let them identify in their mind the people that are not so fortunate. You got to get to in their mind, what if they had done something a couple of years ago and they had their same income they did now? How much even better would they feel? And what if you wanted to start today, because this is really something that possibly could happen again, wouldn't you agree? That's how I deal with those people. Get referrals. and take it away. Great. If you're fine, you're perfect, you're not going to give me any referrals, would you like me to check in on you in 30 or 60 days or just scratch you off my list? Be done with it. Dip the chip and end it. Okay, that's that category. Here's the next category. The next category is people. Category 1 is people that was sent home with pay. Category 2 is people sent home without a paycheck. That's the tougher category. We know a lot of people like that in our family and friends, and I know you do too. So how do you get someone who was sent home without pay to start a business? One thing we don't do as professionals in network marketing is seem to claim or even give a hint that this business, if they invest $100 or $500 or $1,000, will solve their immediate financial problems. It could, but it's not realistic for the masses to do that unless they have an existing clientele. Now, the case that it would happen, there was a guy that had a company, he had a business, he had a lot of customers. He was deemed to be non-essential, so he had to shut his business down and he had to send his employees home. So now he called me, saw my ad about coffee. Tell me about it. He goes, well, I can't make enough money fast enough in your coffee business. And I said, that's okay. And he says, well, thanks a lot. I'll find something else to do. Well, of course, as a small business person, I went and told him, and to be self-employed, told him to go to not only go and apply for the loans that are available, but also told him as a self-employed person, he could, in each state, part of this $1 trillion stimulus package is the self-employed can now be eligible. Doesn't mean they're all going to get it, but they're eligible to file for unemployment if you're self-employed. He wasn't aware of that. Not only can they get unemployment, but they can get that extra $600 a week that's been added from the stimulus package over the next 13 weeks. And you can't wait. That runs through about the middle of July. You can't wait till July to do it. It's just available for this window of 13 weeks, okay? So helping educate him because I'm educated about what's going on. Now, here's what happened with him. I said, well, how many customers do you think you have? I go, it's probably 4,000 or 5,000. I said, have you created a list of that? He goes, yeah, I've got an email list of all these people, and I've got their phone numbers. And I went, you do? He goes, yeah. So there's a guy that's got 3,000 to 4,000 people that he can contact by phone and by email, and he's doing that to go out and earn additional income from his clients. That's a rare circumstance. So if you know of anybody that's a business person, unfortunately, a lot of them don't have the names and addresses of anybody, but hopefully they have a Facebook page, they have a social media site where they have followers and people that go there. So you need to dig into those people to help them generate revenue if their storefront is shut down. Okay, so people are sent home without a paycheck. They file for unemployment. Make sure that they do that. If you talk to someone, say, oh, man, you know, what's your situation? I was sent home without pay. I was a restaurant worker and now I've got nothing. Well, have you filed for unemployment? Make sure they've done that. Do you know that you're eligible to earn unemployment plus an additional $600 a week for 13 weeks? You'll be amazed that most people don't know that. You can't walk down to the unemployment office. And here in Oklahoma, they said on Friday they had 20,000 phone calls. So it's going to be difficult to get on the phone and get on hold with somebody, but you can go online and you can apply, and you tell these people to do all their research possible, make sure their W-2s are in, make sure that they're eligible for unemployment plus the $600, and then have them give you a call or check in with them in 30 days to see where they're going if they don't have any money right now. Because what most people don't realize, and take a pen and paper and I want you to do this math, because this is important for you to know as a network marketer. I know I'm spending some time on this today, but it's very vital. If you're going to overcome objections today, you've got to know how to do that. And you've got to be armed with this information. And this is all going to be kind of a broad stroke. Okay, these numbers aren't 100% accurate, but they're a guideline for you. Let's say that you made $15 an hour, or your prospect did, at a job. $30,000 a year. On average, a range is on unemployment, they'll probably take home $250 to $300 a week for up to 3 months. Now they've extended, I believe, to 4 months. So let's call it $300 a week. Well, $300 a week isn't what they were taking home. It's less. So most people are looking at that and looking around and saying, well, that's enough for groceries and utilities, but it's definitely not enough to actually pay my car and my rent or my mortgage. And I definitely don't have an extra $300 for your starter kit, Robert. So those people are really anxiety ridden. So what you want to do with those folks is you say you want to make sure that when you file for unemployment, you're also eligible for that additional $600. And people will go, huh? Or, oh, yeah, I know that. So not only $300, but you add on the $600, they're eligible for $900 a week for 13 weeks. Some of the senators were complaining about the package, but they let it go through anyway because they knew this scenario, and they said that $900 a week now for someone who was making an average of $30,000 a year is more take-home pay than they were making before. So what's the incentive for them to want to go back to work? I understand the conversation under normal times, but is there going to be a place for them to go back to work too? And this is the theme that is involved in both the people that have money and people that don't have money when they were sent home. Is there going to be a place to go back to work to earn your income? Okay? So why don't we create your own income from home where you're your own boss? Do you see why this is the best time ever to be a network marketer? Because people's minds are open. Their window has gone from a closed window to where they've opened it up. And now that window is easy entry to their mind, to their heart, and their soul about the possibilities. This is not a time to take advantage and slam dunk people in on a $500 or $1,000 kit just so you can make a quick fast start or coding bonus and you leave them by the side of the road to die. This is not that time. This is the time to help humanity. This is time to be a person that you're helping mankind. The universe, the United States of America, they need us. They need network marketers more than ever before in the history of this profession. They need the professionals, okay? We need you to have a t-shirt that says, I put the pro in professional, not I put the pro in procrastination, okay? You need the t-shirt that says, I put the pro in professional. And that's what I want you to do today to raise your standards, raise your daily activity to going out and truly helping people. And the only way you can help people now is to know them, know thy prospect, know thy downline member. So we've talked about people that have got money. Now we're talking about people that don't have money. Now we're going to be talking about your downline members in just a few minutes. So those people that don't have money, you need to make sure that they file for unemployment. Again, texting, email, voicemail, just an overall care that, well, I'm sorry, man, that's got to really stink. Have you filed for unemployment? Have you signed up for that extra unemployment, put the extra $600? I'm shocked that there's a lot of people that say no. I had one gal tell me, no, I don't want to file unemployment because I don't want my boss to know about it. Because I may want to go back to work there. So now, because I'm educated, I say, well, your boss is going to be okay with that. How's he going to be okay with that? He may dispute it. No, because his unemployment contribution rate is not going to go up. And she went, huh? And I go, well, why do you think, so I went into the whole conversation. I educated her. So now I'm a source of education, a source of truth. And I go Google it. She did. She said, I got my husband. He came home and we went into it and he was on the phone and said, well, thank you for this information. I've been telling her she needed to file, but neither one of us knew that the employer was okay with it. So thank you for that. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing? And maybe that should be something we should be involved with too. So see, when you put yourself in a position of helping folks with nothing in return, and you actually help folks with nothing in return, law of reciprocity is they now are open-minded to what you're doing. But you got to give to get. You got to plant to seed to bear fruit. And everyone's anxious and uncertain right now, so they're running into the position of they're trying to speed up the prospecting process because I'm losing people. Or I used to sign up 4 people a month. I'm signing anybody up. So they're creating anxiety in their pitches, anxiety in the way they're talking to people. So you have to actually slow it down during these times, which is difficult. You got to do the opposite of what you're trying to do. And you've got to slow down, identify the prospect. Have they got money? Have they not got money? Okay? Gain rapport, point them to the right places. Gal signed up for unemployment. I used the $15 an hour scenario. She said she called back. She goes, I'm eligible for like $315 plus. She goes, that's $915. She goes, if I could hug you, I would hug you through the phone, almost in tears. Just you could tell her voice was cracking because now they have hope. Whether she joins or not, it doesn't matter. I gave another human being hope. And that's part of this business, guys. It's helping your fellow man, helping them get to a place in life, because we all only, this is not a dress rehearsal. We just got one shot at it. So help people up the mountain together. So, but you can't do that if you don't know about the 600. You can't do that if you don't know about the employer's contribution not going up. So you can tell them it's okay to file on your boss. Her husband actually called her boss and he says, I wasn't aware of that either, but yeah, I'll go ahead and file unemployment. He didn't know what he was going to do. He's looking at filing bankruptcy. He has two overheads. The business owners are more stressed out than the people that are workers, because the business owners has the overhead at work and the overhead at home. And at work, there's no sales coming in. And they're going to go get a loan to bring people back to work where there's no sales. It's just chaos, okay? It's a cluster. So with the prospects that are home with no money, you want to make sure that you get them that 600 plus. That gives them the money to invest. It's a 13-week countdown on the extra 600. Based on when they sign up, it could be 10, 11, 12. You then want to put together a game plan for them within that 13 weeks to replace the $600. I'm going to say that again. It's the simplest but the most brilliant thing eligible for you to sign up people who are home on unemployment. They've got an extra $600 a week, and it's going to last from 0 to 13 weeks. You got to find out how long that is. Get them a game plan before then to replace the 600. Guess what we did at Felice Cafe? We showed them how to build a 20 club that pays $660 a month. Just by happenstance, okay? That's our formula before all this. That's the formula now. That'll be the formula after. And we just say, can you see yourself going out getting 4 people in the next 4 weeks and helping them get 4 in their first 4 weeks? So in 8 weeks, you've got a group at a 20 club, 4 on the first level. You did that in 4 weeks. Those 4 helped 4. And their 4 weeks, that's 16. So 4 who get 4 is 16. 4 plus 16 is 20. That's a 20 club. If they're all at $100 in customer volume, that's $660 a month. If they're all at $50, that's $330 a month. There's no guarantee to that because it's sales. But guess what? We got a plan. We got a plan to replace the 600. Guy said the other day, I make about $5,000 a month. 660 is not enough. I go, well, you can build as many 20 clubs as you want. I go, you build 10 of them, that's $6,660. That's only 200 people. Can you see yourself doing that in the next 2 years? He goes, I can do that in a year. Let's go. So see, where there's vision, there's hope. The reason why people are not signing up with you today is you're not giving them a vision to how to get through this. Not a vision to wait till it's over, because that's our standard shutdown, whether you got money or not coming in. I'm going to wait till it's over, and then I can make a decision, because I want to save on every breadcrumb I can, because we may need it. And I understand that. But what if we can make more money now while everybody else is waiting? Just going to get 20 customers at $660 a month. So when that extra 600 unemployment runs out, you've done it. And let's do it twice. Now you've doubled the unemployment. You need $6,000. Let's go build 10, 20 clubs. Who can we talk to first? You see? So you give your prospects a vision. And whether they're for the gentleman who was home with money, and I said, look, what would it take for you to come home? I go, just pick a number. And he goes, well, I don't really feel comfortable telling you what I make. I said, I understand. I go, just pick a number. He goes, well, I don't know. I go, let's pick 5,000. He goes, okay. He goes, I can deal with 5,000. So sometimes you got to pick the number for them. I go, would you like me to show you? Would you like me to show you how to replace your $5,000 job at work? Yeah. Grab a pen. You, circle the top, put 4 circles underneath you, 1, 2, 3, 4. Help those 4 get 4. I actually sent them a PDF of a chart that we have for that. I have a video that I can send to them later. If I send you a video that shows you how to build a 20 club, would you watch it? Yes, I will. So I first show him how to make $660. And then I go, do that 10 times. You're at $6,660. And that's just on the first 2 levels. That's not level 3. It's not the generational bonus, not the leadership pool. Well, what do all those do? And I go, you know what? Once you build a 20 club, we'll talk about it. He goes, that's fair enough. So I don't get involved in the math beyond the first two levels because they're a prospect. They've probably never been in before. If they were in before, they didn't know what they were doing then. I give them a vision, whether it's somebody that needs $5,000 a month or someone that needs to replace the extra $600 a month. I'm walking them through the process with them. I'm walking through the uncertainty of life right now with them, and I'm giving them a solution to their problem. The problem is, right now, is nobody wants to sign up or spend any money, extra money, because of the uncertainty of the future of their job. Doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican or independent, everybody's uncertain. Nobody knows when this is going to be over. Nobody knows who's going to win the Super Bowl next year. Okay? It's like trying to predict the Super Bowl right now to cash in your tickets. Nobody knows what the winning lottery numbers are going to be this week. Nobody does. So while we're all uncertain, let's find a way for you as a network marketing professional to do your job, to roll up your sleeves and go to work. What is my job, Robert? It's to educate people and to find and develop leadership. I want you to write that down. Your job is to do nothing but find and develop leadership. That's what you get paid for. Along the way, you're starting with customers, but ultimately, customers are just your day job money. You can't make six figures alone as a network marketing salesperson, just signing up customers and nobody ever duplicating. That defeats the purpose of the network marketing business model, and I'm sure you're aware of that. Customers are not a four-letter word. Customers are a necessity in today's environment to show that for us to get through the regulators and that regulatory environment that is probably only going to get more severe towards customers. So you have to have a CAP, a customer acquisition program. We do at Felice Cafe and Profit Lead, so I hope you do too. So the idea is you're showing these people as a professional why they need to join network marketing. You're finding customers, and then you're finding and developing leaders. And that's what you do. And the only way you get on the phone and you talk with people, you talk to them on social media, on your smartphone, whatever you're doing, co-workers that are home, is you got to identify the two categories we talked about today. People that are sent home with money, people sent home without money. And use those techniques I talked about to get to see through their eyes and for them to see through your eyes about why now is the best time to join a network marketing opportunity and start a side hustle versus just saving that $500 for the apocalypse. Okay? If the apocalypse is coming, $500 will not save you more than a few days. Okay? Maybe a week at the best. So let's go out and let's be apocalypse friendly. Okay? To where we're bulletproof when it comes to money. That money's not a concern. Safety would be a concern. Okay? So let's eliminate money as the issue. I've got to hold on my money. Okay? So anyway, we talked about those two categories. I've gone in great length because this is a very important subject for you to learn, to know, because people say, well, everybody I call, everyone's just going to say wait, so why even talk to anybody? Wrong answer. Be a professional. You just learned today from a pro, guy that's been in business 40 years, that's on the phone now. This is what I'm doing. I'm teaching my teams, and it's working. You need to develop a game plan for yourself. Now, let's go over to your downline members, the last and third category. Getting calls from people and coaching people right now says my downline is collapsing. It looks like, someone's blown up my organization. The sales are plummeting. So what do you think I recommend that you do? Get a hold of your downline members. And what are you going to do? What was the top? Know thy prospect / downline members. Hey, John, it's Robert, your upline. How's it going? Just calling and check in on you. Were you sent home? Or what are you doing? Well, again, what do? You're finding out what category they're in, right? Just trained you on. I was sent home with a paycheck. I was sent home without a paycheck. Wow. Same thing. So that's how you're able to stop the bleeding, or you're to put a hole in your network marketing boat, which means that people are going, look, we were on auto ship for $129 and we had to stop that because we're scared. We're afraid. I understand that and empathize with that. But as a business person, I want to say to them, are you kidding me? That $129 is going to be the difference between life and death? Are you serious? I had a guy drop out of our program. He's making $500 a month to get off the $129 auto ship. I said, what are you doing? He goes, my wife said cut everything out. Well, I said, you were making more. Yeah, I know, but people are saying they're going to drop out, so we're going to drop out first. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And in these times, a lot of things aren't going to make sense. Okay? Your job is to be a professional and to offer a solution to people's problems, whether they join with you or not. That's your job. That's our job as network marketing professionals right now. It's our time to shine. It's our time to show people why we do what we do. It's time for me after 40 years to kind of be in the limelight and go, I've been working from home for 30 years now out of my 40. The first 10 I was working down in my print shop doing my network marketing business there. Then when I sold my print shop, I brought it all home. I love working from home. I'm unemployable. Now's the time for you to shine. Now's the time for you now know why when you call people what to say to them. There's no ambiguity about what category they're in. Find out what category they're in and offer network marketing in your program, your products or services as a solution. Point them to places. Business owners, point them here. If they're self-employed business owner, tell them that there's loans for them. If they're self-employed business owner, tell them in some states, in some cases, they can apply for unemployment too. If they're a W-2 worker, tell them it's okay to file unemployment on their boss because his unemployment rate won't go up. Tell them there's an extra $600 a week for the next 13 weeks. Tell them you've got a game plan that once they get on that $600, that you can replace that $600 in a 13-week period or less. We show them a 20 club at $660 in 8 weeks. Is it going to work out that way perfectly? No. And we tell them that. Now look, we got an 8-week game plan. It may take 16 weeks. Are you still in? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to take this extra $600 that you've shown me I'm going to make, Robert, and I'm going to come in for $100 or $99 in your program, and boom, and you're going to first show me how to make that $100 back. Then you're going to show me how to make that $600 back. So when it goes away in 13 weeks or 10 weeks or whenever it goes away, you're there. Thank you, Robert. Let's go to work. Let's lock arms and go to work, people. That's what the attitude you should have every single day in your business, because there's people out there that need you. They need us. They need this message. They need to know the truth about the business. And don't offer it as an overnight solution unless you got somebody that's saying, hey, I've got a bunch of customers and I can do this. So anyway, guys, hope this has helped. Replay it as much as you can. Share it with as many people in your organization as possible. This is going to help you and your team to go out and get yourself to the next level. Thanks a lot and take care.